Hello and welcome to ACRL Round 17 at Japan Season 2. I do believe Mikel has now won the championship for Season 2, so he will be crowned Drivers' Champion. I think McLaren's also secured Constructors, but I'm not entirely sure about that one. I haven't really checked on the scoring for that. But my nothing wants to work for me. All my hotkeys have decided to just stop working, so that is just great. So we'll just, this qualifying 18 minutes, top 10 muster on their chosen tyre for qualifying. And I have been informed that we have a dry race. Not entirely sure what the strat is. I think it is a soft hard. I was talking to some people before about the strategy it could be, but now I just have no idea. Some are saying soft medium, some are saying soft hard. We do have two reserves in. We got Arlie and Fever both reserved for Racing Point this week. We did have a new Mercedes driver join the league. He just wasn't able to make it today. Light says he will be a little bit late because he's validating his game files and it takes a while. So hopefully he'll be able to join then the qualifying, but we'll stumble with Tim West as he will be the first car to do his flying lap. Then we'll go down the order of who's behind him. I believe that will be Tim, Sender. I think that's Mikau. No, that's Trin there. Then I think it's Trin. Yeah, Trin, Feber, Silver. Rose on board with Tim West as he will be the first car on his flying lap on the soft tyre. Got a few cars deciding to do medium runs at the start, Sender being one of them, and same with Miku. I might think about resetting this TV offset camera at some point. So Tim West at the end of sector 1 goes purple because he is first car on track. Now we got a little bit of checking up at the final chicane as well for drivers to give room to each other. So coming out of the hairpin, Tim West getting a pretty good exit out of the hairpin. He'll be coming all the way down to Spoon. Want to have to carry about the speed, but don't go a bit that wide or you will invalidate that lap. You can also do it on the exit of this corner right here. It doesn't use any of those exit curbs. Comes across the sector 2, he goes a 1:10.2 for his time. Not entirely sure what the sector time is supposed to be. Gets a little bit wiggly on the back coming into the final part. 26.6 for his first time. Not sure how quick that is. We'll jump on board with Sender, who is right behind, 1:11.6 for his sector 2. So it won't be a quick time set by the AlphaTauri driver. And then we'll have Trin behind him on the soft tyre. And I believe that's Vantex that's just behind him. So Sender 28.3. We could jump forward with Trin. He does a 26.6, goes pole, but I believe Vantex 26.7. I messed it up. Fever coming, oh my god. Fever 25.5. Silver Arrow coming across the line now. So Fever on provisional pole, 25.9 for Silver. I believe we've got Delensky, he's starting his lap. I believe Ollie is coming to finish the lap. Tensman did 28.8. Ollie did 26.6 for his lap. We'll go to Bull Mikau 26.3 for his lap. Simpson P3, only 3 tenths faster than his teammate. Currently, I believe that's 6 tenths down on Fever at the moment. Fever and Mikau pretty close on each other's pace in other leagues that they both participate in. Big Al will be next person to come start his lap. I believe Miku's currently on a lap at the moment. So he'll be coming to finish it. So up to the line, Miku comes. What does he do? 28.0, sits ahead of his teammate. Is his teammate on the fast lap? No, his teammate is not even gone again, even though he's on the medium tyre. I believe. Did I see he's on a lap, but he's invalidated, so he won't set a new time. Combined, he's on a lap. He's in the S, but I believe Big Al is in front of the lights, has joined the session. He's now in his car. Big Al on the purple sector 1 at the moment, so he might be going quicker than Feber. Didn't really see what Feber's sector 1 time was. Looks like Lights has started his hot lap. Oh, you want it? Apparently not. I don't think it is. I think that's just bugged. So Delancey did cross the line. He did have an invalidated lap time, so it didn't set the time. So here comes Big Al into the last chicane on the circuit. One of them says just staying out of the way for the Ferrari driver, and then he's got his teammate just behind him as well. Here comes to the line, 26.2 for his fastest, just above Mikau. So Mikau down in 4th for qualifying. Here comes combined in the other Ferrari. What does he do? 27.4 for his fastest time. This is at 9th. It's currently what's that? 7/10 away from P8. So Delancey's currently, was he on? He's on a fast lap, it looks like. So let's sit on board with Delancey. That'd be insane. I had to check that after. So Delancey to the line now. What time is he able to set? Does a 26.7, puts behind Tim. I believe Tim did his first time on softs, but he's actually gone out on the medium tyre to beat that time. I believe Grando, he's on the flying lap. He's at the chicane right about now. Then he's got Lights behind him, who's behind one of the McLarens that just allow him some by. So I've got a lot of people exiting pit lane now. So it looks like someone's had a spin at the hairpin. It looks like Lights has spun out the hairpin. As we get a bit of luck up by Grando. Into the final sector, we have one of the Ferraris off the track lane. The remaining cars go through. What does he do? 28.5 for his fastest, just behind Cinder. But I believe Cinder and Miku both did their times on the soft or on the medium compound tyre. That's not the first one. I want Lights. Yeah, so Lights is the one that spun the car, so he won't improve his overall time. We'll jump over with Tim because he's on that medium type compound. He's actually backed out of it. Looks like he's going for another warm-up lap, so we'll jump board with I think it's Mikau. He'll be first one out of this new group to set a time. Actually no, it'll be Trin ahead of him. searching kind of for the second, so he actually went purple sector 2, so he might have gone quicker than Phoebe in sector 2, but I don't believe that. I don't know how true that is. To the line 26.3 for his fastest time, 2/10 up, will jump to Mick Al. Behind him at 25.9 for his career, goes ahead of Big Al and puts it in third place. So Ollie, he's gonna be coming over. Phoebe just started his laps and then finishes the lap 26.7 for his quickest time on the sauce, puts it in 10th. Here comes Ollie to the line now. Was he able to do on those tires? 26.5, improves by a 10th. I think he just got ahead of Tim. I believe Silver, he's on out lap. Lights, he's not on a fast lap. I think Talisman is at the moment, so we'll go to Talisman, then we'll go to Fever, because I think Fever's on a push lap to improve his starting position. Oh well, not improve his starting position, but further solidify his lead. So here comes Telman to the line, just running out ERS on the final corners. He's able to improve his time, 28.4 for his fastest, puts it to 13th. So to Feber, who's on his final lap, one of the McLarens just ahead of him will be pitting. So, that's weird. So Lights just Lights coming across. He's starting his flying lap, but I believe Big L. Actually, who was it? Rantis. He's on the out lap. Silver Arrow, he's on the push lap. He's got Miku behind him, also on the push lap. He's actually gone purple sector 2 as well. So here comes Silver through the final corner now. Was he able to do? Miku has retired, and that's on the extra 130R. 25.7 goes 2/10 quick. Not able to get Fever on his time. Go to Big Al, who's about to see Miku right about. Yeah, he's just lost on the 130R corner. Had a similar incident in another league, but it was 2 people that caused and not 1. Big Al across the line 26.0 for his fastest time. Don't believe he moved the position, but he has improved his time. Durando, he's on the outlap. We'll jump to Lights because he's on the fly at the moment. Coming to the sector 2 line now. 1:10.3 for his fastest. Coming through the final chicane now up to the final corner. What time is he able to do? Not many drivers keeping a tight line to line 26.6 for his fastest, puts in 7 behind Ollie. So Talisman, he's currently on a cool down lap. I think he'll be returning to Piz. We got Rantis, I believe he's on the fast lap. What is up, Flyboy? How are you? Rantis, no, Rantis not on the fly. He decided to abort it just last minute. Silver, he's on the in lap. Delensky, I think, is behind him. Yes, he is. So Delensky will be setting up for his fast lap. Don't front and fries. I think that's Big Al behind. Grando's behind him on the fast lap, I believe. He is. He's 2/10 up on his time. You're doing good. That is fantastic. We're about to see Japan without rain for the first time in a race. Not like the last one. I honestly can't remember the last time I had a dry race in Japan. I think both races I had Japan were wet. So Grana did improve his time, 27.9, puts him 13th ahead of Miku, who retired at 130R. Obviously, he's currently on fly. He's got one to... No, he's invalid. So he'll be coming back to pits. I don't believe he'll get out. Nah, I can't. I can't stop yawning. I don't know why. It just happens. So Delansky, he has. Ooh. What's Mikau doing? Mikau just stopped. This is interesting. Disqualified. So he's got to start at the. He's going to start at the back of grid. Interesting. Well, he has won the championship, so he's not really fighting for anything anymore. We had Tsunami in Pencils All League. Yeah, that was that was fun. None of us knew what was happening. They break the safety car. I think we had to restart that race as well because the safety car was broken. So Tim West here will be the first car to set a time. He will have Ollie behind him, I assume. Yep, Ollie's behind him, then Sender behind him. We got Fever just in the S's right now. He'll make it to the end, or he will make it to the line without pushing the car. As Delansky, he has retired. I believe that is in pit lane. Yeah, the car is driving out of pit lane. Interesting. So I believe FIBA will be letting Tim West by. He's actually got to give him a slipstream. He's being nice. Giving his rival a slipstream. Has retired. That's in the S's. So it looks like he's lost on S's and retired. Grando has retired. He doesn't want to improve his time. Here comes Tim West to the line now. What time is he able to do? 26-2. We go to. No, that's the wrong person. Ollie to the line now. What to do? 26 flat. Puts him fourth. I'm losing my mind a little bit. Sender looks like he's invalidate his lap. He will I can't talk. He will return to the pit lane. Got Tasman just behind. He will be coming across to set a new time for himself. Was he able to do 28.4 or 28.0? Okay, what is happening? As combined, he crossed the line 26.6 for his fastest, just behind the lights now. Silvaro, he's invalid, so he won't improve his time. Rantic's currently 2/10 up on his time, so he could jump. He can jump all the way into 7th place. T-Mac has joined the session. Hopefully, he will get a car. And then we'll have a 16-car grid. So while Rantic's holding a tight line to the line 25.9, he jumps all the way up to P3 ahead of Big Al. What does Big Al do? He's 10.5, 25.7, jumps into P2 next to FIBA. FIBA, oh, he's up. Never mind, 7/1000's up on his time. How much time is he able to gain through the chicane though? So he comes to the line. What's he able to do? Does he hold the tight line? Yes, he does. He's holding the tightest line he can. Up to the line now, 25.481 for the fastest time. That's improved his time now. We'll just be waiting for drivers to finish their lap. Hopefully they will retire. Yep, so there's Ollie. He's retired. He's realised no one else is on the lap. T-Mac, he needs to retire. Yeah, I might just message him for him to retire. Unless he's done it. No. No. I don't know what's happening. So Tim West, he's retired from session. Okay, since that's happening, yep. So T-Mac, there he goes. He's retired. So there's the result. So FIBA and Big Al will be the front row, 24-5 4 for FIBA for the fast lap. Then will be Big Al next to him, followed by Silver, Rantix, Ali, and Tim. For the top 6, you got Trin, Lights, Combined, Delensky, ran out the top 10. And then you will have Sender, Grando, Miku, Telsman, and T-Mac with Mikau at the back. I think he DSQ'd himself on purpose because he wanted to start the back. Team up will be signed with him because he wasn't able to set a time. Alright, so yeah, it was a dry race, so we're gonna have a dry running. I was hoping for rain, because rain makes everything exciting, but I have been spoiled today, and it won't happen. Got a few cars on the grid bouncing. I believe that's Alpha Tauri and one of them behind the Red Bull cars. Not sure what one it is. So we'll just wait for drivers to pick their strategies and then we'll be good to go. We're up to 16 cars now since T-Mac has joined at the end of quali. And now my hotkeys want to work. That's funny about that one. So there's all the tyres for everyone. So top 10 must start on their qualifying tyre and everyone outside can start on the desert or chosen tyre that they want. So we've got Sender, Talisman, and Mikau all on the medium. Granda, Miku, and T-Mac all opt in for the soft tyres. So they'll be hoping to fight their way through the field. We've got FIBA and Big Al also on the front row, so that'll be an interesting fight to turn 1. It'll be more interesting than seeing Mikau go through the field. What's going to happen with that? Because the only time I've seen him go through the field is during pit stops, I believe. So at the end of this formation lap, will be lights out of 27 laps of Japan. Kind of a good thing it's not raining, to be honest. Because Japan is very long when it's raining for some reason. So all cars coming to the control line. AO will take control of their cars and put reform on the grid. Hopefully in future games there's a setting where you can do a manual drive to the grid. That would be sick, to be honest. If you can manually drive to your grid slot, that would be very cool. But I don't think it will happen anytime soon, to be honest. So we'll just wait for drivers to form up. What are we waiting on? We're not waiting on anyone. There we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights. People starting to rev the engines. And away they go. FIBA gets a pretty good start. He's already moved across the cover. Big Al. We got some movement in the back. Red Bull's getting pushed by McLaren to the inside more. Ollie going a bit wider, turn 1. He's getting taken by most of the field. Combine's going around the outside of him. the start of his S's. So he's fallen all the way down to 9th place. Mikhail's had a great start. He's all the way up into 13th. And everyone's just filing in now for S's. I believe Miku's disconnected. Yeah, so Miku is disconnected. So hopefully he's able to rejoin. Some people gone into gravel. Feeble already putting a gap to Big Al, 9/10 of the gap already, so Big Al's about to lose DRS even when it's not active. Looks like Lice has dived on his teammate into their hairpin, a little bit of contact between him and Sender. Looks like Mikhail getting a pretty good run on Sender as well around the outside. He's actually touched the grass, so he's ruined his exit, or I don't know, exit, yes. And he's actually been tamed by T-Mac. But T-Mac's, Mikhail's holding it on the inside, T-Mac getting forced wide, hasn't been to fall behind it. McLaren driver and Grando trying to get into action as well. We'll go all the way up to Lights, who's actually going side by side with Ali into the 130. There might have been contact there, I'm not sure. Ali goes for a massive dive on Lights, forces him to take the escape road. Lights has to watch how he rejoins. T-Mac lost it. Coming into the chicane. Luckily, Lights was Ghost, or that would have been a big crash. So DRS is not enabled. The game has just died on me. Apparently Miku is leading, but that's not the case. So far looks like there's a bit of gaps forming between the drivers because you can't really stay with some drivers through the S's. Mikhail doing extremely well. He went from last to 12th in one, or last to 11th in one lap. And there we go. So it's all fixed now. Mikhail down the back. I believe he's still in AI as well. So Mikhail on the back of Sender. Is he going to make a move? Sender's already blinking on his ERS, so he's actually ran out of deployment already. So Mikhail might use this chance to get past him. Lansky trying to look for a move on the combine as we see Mikhail. He's approaching Sender very hard down the back straight. He's actually not gaining any time despite Sender not having any NEG deployment. Doesn't decide to go for a dive. Still a lock up for one of the drivers. I believe it was Ali just ahead locking up into chicane. He's actually fallen out of DRS Delancey. He's on the same side, so Mikhail making the move on Sender down Main Straight. Very nice and easy with the overtake button off the last corner. People are making a gap 1.3 seconds to second place. As well, I think we're getting DRS trains from 3rd all the way to 7th, are all within a DRS train. Zelensky's just out of that 1.2 seconds. Ali's just out. Zelensky's range is 1.1, but Mikhail's actually all in the range of Zelensky, Grando, and T-Mac going side by side. T-Mac getting past Grando into Diagonal 1. Probably forced Grando to yield the position. T-Mac all the way up into 12th now. He did have he had a good start, then a bad start as he did lose quite a few positions going off at the chicane. I believe Mikhail, he's actually all over the back of Ali at the moment. See what Mikhail is able to do on straight behind Ali. As Ali won't have DRS. Mikhail has it. What is he able to do? So DRS train from 3rd to 7th has gone from 3rd to 6th. Mikhail goes down the inside of turn 1, gets a move done nicely before the braking zone. That takes 9th place away from Ali. Now we'll be chasing Zelensky on those, you could say, slightly worn softs. I don't know how worn they are. It's actually gone off. He's actually off into the sign. It looks like he's lost it just before Dunlop curve. Now he's dropped all the way down to 15th. I think his teammate touched the grass while trying to take Dunlop flat. As we got a yellow flag, sector 1, I believe that's for Zelensky, and I think it is. Provide just outside of DRS from Trin, and Tim is about to lose it to rank to now give Trin the advantage. As there's a little train behind Mikhail, Ali, and Stender, Ali being the only one on the soft tire in that train. Jump to Trin, who's following right behind Tim. Big Al catching back up to Fever now as he tends the gap between him and Fever. Lights picks up the 3-second penalty. I believe that'll be 1:30. Yeah, because I think I saw him go side by side. He's still side by side, even at the chicane. And on the exit, looks like Townsman is actually going to get a better run than Lights, who gets the DRS. Though none of them get the DRS, and Townsman keeps the position ahead of Lights. Lights already blinking and saying he's got less than 10% of energy. As Townsman will keep the position going into turn 1. As Trin, he's lost DRS to Tim just ahead of them. It looks like Tim's closed the gap to Rantic quite a bit. It's now 5/10 gap to 4th place for Tim. He was needing a good result because the last couple of races he wasn't able to get one. So he will be fighting for good positions up around now. Oh, my bad. So back to this. Tim West, Trin's actually lost quite a bit to Tim West. Now he's in the combined DRS zone. It looks like someone's lost it. Tim-Mac has lost it on the extra spoon and has actually hit the wall and lost part of his wing. So he's dropped all the way to 15th. He will have to pit for a new wing. He'll probably switch to the hard tire as well. Let's jump aboard Tim West. Is he able to make a move? No. Let's jump to Combine, who's got DRS. Is he able to do anything? No. Let's jump to Talisman, who's actually been overtaken by Lights. Does he get DRS? No. Lights has got the DRS instead. As Big Al, he's actually caught up all the way up to Fever, who had that 1.6 second gap. His team has actually retired into the final corner. He's hit the pit wall, it looks like. As we got a safety car for that, so T-Mac has hit the pit wall. Oh god, that's unfortunate. It's not what you want to see. It's definitely not what you want to see. Yeah, so okay, so I'm getting information from Discord server at the moment because I'm able to see the chat. T-Mac was running a default setup and then hit the pit wall and his wheel disappeared. So yep, my assumption was correct. He did hit the pit wall, so we got Fever in, Big Al's in Silver, Rantic, Tim, they're all in the pit lane. Was Trindo, Trin comes in. So just Combine, he comes in, was Mikhail. I think Mikhail stayed out on those sides, just Mikhail has stayed in. Or stayed out. We got Sender, he came in off those medium tires. So we're seeing the whole field blink to the safety car. It was just Mikhail who wasn't able to, or wasn't the only one that wasn't, I can't talk. Mikhail, the only one who didn't pit, Sender, he went to soft, so we got Lights on new soft. Scranda, he's gone to mediums. So we got Tim, he's also on the medium tire. Talisman didn't pit. And Miku, he still hasn't joined. So I don't believe he will be counted for this race. So T-Mac, who joined in the middle of Wally. It wasn't able to load a setup in time for when the session ended. And it didn't allow him to load one for the race, apparently. I think it should have allowed him though, because he didn't even leave the pit lane, so he should have been allowed. But apparently, because it's Codemasters, they can't code that in. As Gravando, he's actually overtaken Miku's AI. I believe we'll see a 5-second penalty. As Mikel here will be leading the field for the safety car restart. Very familiar scene for Mika at the moment. As Trina, he actually gets a drive-through penalty for ignoring yellow flags. That is quite an interesting one. So Trina, who sat in a good position, sat net P6, has just got a drive-through, and that's actually going to kill him all the way into 7th. So that's just unlucky for Trin. So whole field's bunched up. There will be green flags at the end of this lap. Oh. Also, Trin, a 5-second penalty for a collision under the safety car. Oh my god, Trin is just getting all the bad luck. Now, we're staying on the medium tire. We're staying on the medium tire, the right call. Because Mikau, he's going to have to pit again. But he might, what I'm thinking is when he's doing mediums until he's able to do a soft stint at the end. He will be the quickest car on track, but he will probably have to make up a pretty reasonable gap because he's got Fever behind him, and both of them are pretty similar on pace. As the safety car is being called in this lap. So Mikael will bunch up the field. He knows how to do a race. Safety car restart, he does multiple leagues. We have seen him do safety car restarts pretty well as well in this league. So here he goes, Mikael into the final corner. Let's see when he's able to pull the trigger. Or when he wants to. He's actually making the field almost go side by side with each other, and he's pulled it. Feeble able to stay with him. Feeble has stayed with him pretty well. Same with Big Arrow. He stayed with Fever, I believe, as well. But Silver Arrow is in the mix as well. Ranty stayed with him reasonably well. Combined got caught napping Trin. He's into pit lane to serve his drive-through penalty and has no moves in turn 1. It looks like, no, Delonsky, he made a move on Miku's AI, but I believe that's just him driving through the AI as he can't do it. As combined early car to fall out of the second range, as Trin is actually DNF'd a turn 1. Interesting. So lights on the exit of the hairpin side by side with Ali, or almost side by side on the exit, not able to get ahead. Lights on the fresh soft, so he's going to have to use these to his advantage. He's really on the back of him at the moment. You might see him move into 130R. Oh, the lights is very close to Ollie. I'm surprised there was no contact side by side through the chicane. Ollie gets 3-second penalty for giving space, but he does stay ahead of Lights, who's staying behind him. Ollie's still within a DRS range of Sender. Sender has caught up to Combine. Combine almost catching up to Tim West, but Tim West has dropped off for antics. So Tim West currently driver splitting the DRS trainer at the moment. As Lights picks up another 3-second. Looks like Ranty is getting extremely close to the back of Silver Arrow Fever. He's getting really close to Mikau, but I think Mikau's starting to push his tyres a bit more to build that gap because he doesn't want to allow Fever to get any DRS on him. Sender, he's actually very close to the back of Combine for 7th, as Tim has rejoined the train and he's actually dropped Combine behind him. Here comes Sender to make a move on Combine. He's gone side by side at 130R. Combine on outside. He's been pushed wide. Sender, he made contact with Combine. He's lost it on the exit. And he's gone. He was rolling for quite a bit and he's lost it. There was room given. Sender used all the road he was given, but still made contact. So not really anyone's fault. So Fever up on Mikau. He's actually caught the back of Mikau quite a bit on that straight. As Ollie and Lights are all out DRS, and the drives behind Lights are all with it. I can't stop myself, I don't know why. Looks like Mikau's not really pushing his tyres anymore. I think he realized if he pushes them more, he's just gonna wear them, so he's not able to take his softs to the end. It doesn't look like anyone at the back is going to be making a move anytime soon, but we will have DRS at the end of this lap. It looks like Tim West has lost it on the extra spoon. Look, he went into the wall backwards, so there's no damage to his Williams, but now he's fallen all the way back into 11th. He was sitting at P6. As we got Rantis, will be able to make a move on Silver just ahead of him. It doesn't look like it. It looks like Fever might get really close to the back of Mikau, but not even able to make a move. He does get close to Mikau, but he's not able to get close enough to make that move. He's not getting the traction he needs off the final corner. Looks like Tim West, he's made the move on Grando. Well, side by side in turn 1, Grando going a little bit wide on the entry. Does stuff up his braking a little bit. Tasman getting a 3-second penalty. Miku's AI has finally decided to pit. See which tyre his AI decides to go for. So he goes for the hard tyres. We got, I believe that's Delensky. He's gone around at the Dunlop curve as we got Sender. He's actually retired. Oh, he retired beforehand. So Delancey has decided to retire as well. Going back with Fever. Oh, lost a bit of time to make out. As looks like Telsman, he's also had a spin at Dunlop. We're coming into pit straight now. I think Fever didn't get really good actually. He's losing time to Mikau because of his hard tyres. Gonna see he has left the session. So he's not able to catch up. He's not able to make any sort of overtake. He's actually didn't even get really that close to make any overtake. Got Tim West at the back, who did spin from 6 by. He's caught the back of lights. I believe the soft tires would be going off about now. You might see lights into pit lane very shortly. I don't know when we'll see Mick Owen though. Silver Owl, he's actually getting very close to Big Owl. Looks like Tim at the back coming up to the spoon. He's on the back of the lights. It looks like he'll get benefit of DRS. Lights won't have any because he's 2.7 away from Ollie. Ollie catching the back of combined. He's actually lost a bit of time to the Ferrari drive. Actually, he's caught it back up. Never mind. So no one in that pack able to make a move. It looks like, ooh, what's happened to Tim? Interesting. So Tim speed in pit lane. He reset the track. I'm confused. He's gone on the soft tires, so I believe the soft tires can make a man. So we might see Mikau. Mikau might be in this lap. As Ollie's actually on the back of combined now. Ollie, I believe he does have a 3-second penalty though. I got a fever. See what Mikau does. Mikau, he stays out on those tires. Fever did look like he had a better exit, but he lost the rear, so I was not going to say it. Oh, he's gaining combined on the shade, not quick enough though to make any overtake, so combined will hold 6th place from the Racing Point driver. Mikau still has to make a scheduled pit stop in this race. So Fever at the moment is is a net leader with Ollie or Big Al in net P2. And I believe Mikau, let me just find out. I believe he will be just ahead of lights when he decides to come into pit lane. He will be having to make up a lot of time if he's looking to get a win. As Mantix, he picks up a 3-second penalty behind Silver. Not what you want when you're following that train. It actually looks like he lost it on the exit of Spoon as well, so he's dropped really far back. He's dropped 2 seconds from Silver. As Big Al, I don't think he got DRS, and he didn't, so Big Al not within DRS. So Phoebe and Silver are the only two with DRS, and Ollie. So 3 cars out of this whole field are the only ones with DRS. None of them able to make a move. Ollie again extremely close. A lot of our elements have spent the hairpin. As you can see, he's just getting the car around about now, so he's able to go on ahead. Mikhail not able to build a gap anymore, it seems, so it looks like his medium tires are starting to die. So we might see Mikau in very soon to get off those tyres. Weiss has been on the softs for 8 laps now. And he's not catching Grander, I think, or he did. I'm not entirely sure at this point. So, coming on to the main straight, looks like Big Al, he was just gonna get DRS on FIBA. I'm not sure if he got it though, let me just have a look, he did. So Big Al just got back into DRS, it looks like Ollie's gonna have it on combined once again. I don't know if he'll be able to make that move. FIBA's still not getting close enough to make any sort of move, so we'll jump forward. Big Al, is he able to get close enough to make a move? Doesn't look like combined is using all of his overtakes, same with Ollie to get close. Ollie not making any attempt at overtaking a turn 1 as he combined is ahead, and is not really a smart thing to do when you're that far behind. Looks like Big Al's that looks like he's out of a second, to be fair, from the map, but he's not. Okay. So Big Al, he's still holding that DRS zone. FIBA really pushing Mikau now, 3/10 the gap, and they're coming on to Miku's lap to car. I believe Mikau will pit this lap. I don't know what he's doing at the moment. I would expect him to have pitted soon. What does he do? So Mikau, he's into pit lane finally. So FIBA is now leading the race with Big Al behind him and Silver. So top 3 all seeing it within the DRS of each other. So anyone's to win it except Big Al. He's got a 3-second penalty to his name. So here we go. Mikau, he's coming to the end of pit lane. He's actually going to be ahead of Grant. So yes, I was right. He was going to be ahead of well, when I looked at it, it was a 16-second gap. And if we look at the gap between him and FIBA, it is 21. So I was close. So it looks like Vanta's just getting past Miku's AI. And Ollie still behind combined. So actually it looks like making a move. They're going side by side into the hairpin. Combined on the inside, Ollie on the outside. It looks like Combined's got the better braking of those two. Ollie did lock up into the corner, lights a 3-second penalty to his name. He's got side by side with Combined yet again, all the way into Spoon. Ollie late on the brakes. You will take that position away from Combined, but I believe Combined does have more ERS than Ollie. As Ollie is flashing at seeing there, he has not enough energy. So man, he's getting lapped by the lead cars at this time. It looks like Phoebe's actually going quick. He's got 28.8 on the hard tyre, and he's built a 1.3 second gap to Big Al. So it looks like Mikau was actually holding Phoebe up quite a bit on those medium tyres. Combined not able to answer back to Ollie's overtake, not getting close enough to the Racing Point driver. Scarando, he comes around the final corner behind lights. Was he able to do? He's gaining, but he won't gain quick enough. He's going to look for it, but doesn't decide to do it. He will sit behind for the remaining laps. Mikau taking a second hour combined within 1 lap, is down to 8.9. It was, I believe it was 10.9. So he actually took 2 seconds out of combined in a lap on the new soft tyres. As we got Big Al and Silver, they're actually going to show there's 2 tenths between these two at the moment. Big Al is holding a penalty, Silver is not, so Silver at the moment will have second if we finish as the standings tell. I don't believe that will happen. Mika will, I believe Mika will catch combined at the end of the race. He might have a soft might have gone off by the time he gets there, but I believe he'll get there. As combined, it's going to make another overtaking attempt on Ollie. Here he comes up into turn one. He's using all of his overtake. Doesn't decide to duo because he doesn't want to do side by side. Mickey out 28.6 was faster. He's actually 2 tenths faster than Feber. And Feber's on the harder compound tyre. As Mickey, he's at, looks like he's taking another second hour combined. He is battling with Ollie at the moment. Big Al still fighting with Silver in second and third. Ranch is just behind 5.4. Let's have a look at penalties. So Big Al, Rantis, Ali, Talisman, all 3 seconds. Tim is on a 5-second penalty. Lights on a 6-second. Looks like someone's gone off at turn 1. Looks like Lights is going off at turn 1. I don't know what happened there. But that is the penalties. Most people have been on 3 seconds. We got Lights with the 6 seconds. Tim's got 5 seconds speed in the pit lane. As it looks like, I think Big Al has made a second. And he has. So Big Al has made a second to Silver. And now he's going to have to keep it up. Silver has a lot of ERS to use on to catch Big Al's DRS again. We'll jump to Ollie, who's got combined right behind him. As Mikael has taken out 2 seconds this lap, I believe, on combined. Combined yet again gets very close to the back of Ollie, but not able to make any type of move. So Silver Al is still a second behind Big Al, even after using his overtake on the front straight, and looks like Big Al is actually catching Fever. Mikael's actually pushing it to catch combined at this point, down to 5.2 seconds after sector 1. Got a yellow flag. Looks like one of the Williams has gone off. Looks like Tim West has had a little issue in sector 1. Looks like Big Al has kept the second gap to Silver behind him, so he might be able to make the second gap if he's able to push it, or if he's able to get by Feber. Mikael is now 4.5 seconds behind combined, and that's just at the end of sector 2 now. Let's see if combined is able to make another overtaking attempt on Ollie. They're both running very low on ERS here. Ollie going extremely defensive on the inside. Combined to the outside, going side by side in turn 1. It looks like Ollie gave the first part up, but he's dived on the second part and he keeps position. It looks like still side by side into the first part of the S. It looks like Ollie will get by though on the outside. That's allowed Mikael to gain 5 tenths during that little battle. He's actually still gaining through the S's as well, with how much slower the hards will be taking these corners. So 3 seconds is the gap from Mikael on combined. It looks like Mikael's actually going to catch him. I believe it will be next lap. He will be on the tail of combined, and he will have the DRS. He's actually going to have DRS on Talisman, I believe. No, Talisman's landing by at Spoon, it looks like. As Feber, he looks like he's starting to push his gap a bit more. Big Al staying with him nice and close. And he's actually dropping Silver's 1.5 now. He's going to have to build another 1.5 gap to make that 3 seconds so he can keep second. As we go at combined, he will have another attempt at overtaking Ali this lap. As he'll go side by side way before the corner. Combined gets past way before the braking zone. But what does Ali do? He sits behind, doesn't bother making any overtaking, and Ali will now be on the offensive, and Combined will be defending. But they do have a wild Mikau behind them that they will have to keep their eye on, who's on fresh, soft tyres. This Big Arrow is building that gap very quickly, 1.8 seconds now to Silver Arrow. So most of the time that Mikau's gaining is in Sector 1. He's sitting on about the same ERS, or a bit more ERS than the two in front of him. He's sitting on 27. These two are like 10% each lap. Got a Sector 2 yellow flag. It looks like Rantis had another off. So he's dropped to 8.2 seconds behind Silver. He's actually... it was almost in reach of Combined. Combined's caught up quite a bit. It's now 3 seconds. Ali looking at a little gap that Combined made into the chicane. Doesn't decide to go for it. Ali now on the attack of Combined. He's actually using his overtake to get a little boost. DRS open. What he chooses the inside line. Is he going to get the... He gets a place way before the brake zone, and he will go ahead in the 5th place, but they do have Mikau still behind them on those new well, you could say slightly worn softs now. He's been on them for 5 laps. He's got 3 laps to get past both of them. He will definitely get past Ali because Ali is holding a 3-second penalty. But Ali at the moment, he's actually catching Mantics as well. So Mikau, he's actually caught at the back of Combined. He's 6/10 behind Combined. Let's see if he's able to get past these two very easily. But yeah, his gap has actually dropped from 1.8 to 1.5 now, so it looks like Big Al's he's actually dropping the fever. Comes and Mikau on the front straight. Coming around the front of the corner now. I guess pretty good exit on Combined. He's actually gaining before the DRS even opened. He almost overtook before DRS even opened. Getting a slipstream from Ali as well. Down into turn 1. He will take the inside line, gets ahead, and now he's in between him in between Ali and Combined. He will have to make quick work for Ali to catch Rantix. Because I believe Mikau is still out of range of Rantix's pen at the moment. As it looks like Big Al is starting to push again. He's now made that gap 1.6. Can't really push that hard behind Fever because he will suffer from dirty air at some point on the track if he catches Fever. Now let's see Mikau. Is he going to make the move on Ali way before the DRS? So if he does, Combined will not get it. At the moment, Combined is out of DRS. Oh, he was out of DRS. Well, is he going to be out of DRS now? And he is. So Combined out of DRS of Ali ahead. This will give Ali a chance to build a gap to Combined. As we're going to have Mikau, he's going to have DRS on Ali. He's actually going to go side by side way before the DRS open point. But Ali sits behind Mikau as he knows he's the quicker driver. He's on the softer tyre. No point fighting it. That's Mikau by now. Mikau chasing down Rantix for 4th. Rantix currently on a 3-second penalty I believe, yes. So Vantik's on a 3-second penalty. Ollie's got 3 seconds himself, so he's going to have to build that gap within 2 laps on that hard tyre. Big Al really pushing his tyres to make that gap. He almost caught Fever. He's actually almost within the DRS of Fever. Jump up to Big Al, see if he's able to make a move on Fever on the main straight. I don't believe he will because of how far back they are and how much little EOS they have. So yeah, Fever on under 10%. Big Al just sitting on that 10% margin. He breaks very late into turn 1 to build his gap. He's now up, or he was up to 1.6 on Silver. Milk Cow just on that 3-second range of Rantics for P4. And Combine has regained that DRS on Ali. Silver has gained actually more tenths on Big Al. He's up to 1.2 seconds now. As Big Al is actually out of the era, so that's probably why Silver's gaining time. But since the final lap in Fever, he will cross the line to take the Japan win with Big Al in second. Silver in, well, Silver in third on track, but he will take second due to penalty. So him, Fever, Silver, and Big Al will be the podium finishers. We will have Rantics in fourth, but I believe he'll drop to fifth because Mikhail will finish fourth ahead of him. And then we have Ali. He will finish seventh because Combine will take sixth from him. Then we'll have a Grando. He will be a finisher in lights as well, but they relatively far back on the track. Where's the lights? The lights are there. Tenzo tells man he's behind Grando. Miku is disconnected. So Grando, he will be coming across the line to finish 8th. Talisman will come across the line to finish 9th, yet he was, I believe he was lapped by most of everyone up until Grando, so everyone above him lapped him except 9th and 10th. Lights comes across the line to finish 9th after having a few mistakes. Same with Tim West, he will come across the line to finish 10th after having a spin at extra spoon in the incident in the pit lane, I believe, in that 5-second penalty for speeding, as Mikhail will get driver day as he did start last and finish 4th on track. Okay. So that's the podium finishes. So there is the race results. Fever will take the win with Silver Hour second, Big Al third. So top three, all staying within the top 3. Mikhail will finish 4th after starting last. Francis 5th, combined 6th. Ollie 7th, Grando 8th, Lice 9th, and Tim West will be in 10th. That will be the top 10. Then you got Talisman, he will finish alone. I don't believe Miku will be registered or will be included in the results as he was AI all race because I believe his power cut out due to a storm. Then we have Delansky, Sender, Trin, T-Mac all DNFing during this race. Well, that's all for today. Oh, well, that's it for ACRL today. We will be live next week. I think it's USA next week as well. So ACRL will be at USA next week, same time. So it will be 1400 CET, unless there's real life quality, which does affect our timing of the lobby start. So if there is no stream next week, that's probably why, but there'll probably be a race. So be sure to check the channel if we're live, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.